What's going on, guys? This is John from Texas Wiles.
Rooster from Rooster Outdoors.
And you are listening to the Wiley Rooster Boys Outdoor Podcast. Folks, we are coming to you from location.
Beautiful location.
Yes, it is. I'm sure some of you guys have listened to the previous episodes in which we talked about doing the 24-hour wilderness survival challenge. Franky from One Fish at a Time challenged us to a 24-hour survival. However, Thursday? Was it Thursday?
Yeah, it was Thursday.
It was Thursday that we decided, 24 hours ain't long enough. So we kind of rallied everybody together, and the original idea was, what happened was Franky and his partner weren't going to be able to go out Friday. So they said, y'all go ahead and go out early, and in return, Rooster brought up, he suggested that they have an additional item. Since we got additional time, they get an additional item. Completely fair. Well, as it turns out, they were able to get out there Friday. So, or I guess that'd be yesterday. Today's Saturday. But I was just talking to Rooster before we started this, and we did a 10-episode season first season, and if we were doing a 10-episode season this season, this would be a really good season finale, because this is episode 10 of season 2.
Dude, it goes so quick.
Yeah, I can't believe it. That's crazy.
I mean, technically speaking, granted we're going more this time, but we've gone through 2 seasons now.
Yeah.
That's pretty wild.
You guys are probably, you can probably hear the crickets right now. You can probably hear some flies buzzing. You can probably even hear the fire crackling. But we're sitting out here. You want to recap? Let's just recap.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Well, why don't you start out, man? Why don't you?
Oh, you want to recap from the beginning?
Let's do it from the beginning.
See,
my parents, they were.
Yeah. That's a side note. But so we were able to get out here as early as we could. I was telling John, got off work. Man, I went as quick as I could, and ended up getting out here about, 5-ish?
It's just about 5:15 maybe.
But yeah. So made it out here pretty good time. We had to scramble.
Yeah, we did.
It gets dark about 7:30. 7:45. So it really didn't leave us a lot of time. And that first night was really good. We got our shelters put up. Rain fly hammocks. We got a campfire built, tripod. We even got down to the water to get our drinking water, and caught a decent-sized bass. We caught 2 bass, I guess. I let that one go, that little one.
That'll come into play later.
Yeah. But as far as the first day, we did really good. I was really, really happy with the progress we made.
Man, we got here, and we went 90 miles an hour. We got the shelters put up, and I want to say once we got here, from the time we stepped foot on the campsite, I think it was like an hour and 10 minutes, maybe, where we got the fire pit set up, we got the tripod, we got our shelter, we got everything set up, we got firewood established, and then I think we went down to fish and get water, which, in the future, folks, that's a bad idea. Get water first. Oh man, that was rough. And I guess what we're putting water in, it is a bladder bag that it's a gravity filtration system, and the water that we're drinking is from a stock tank. Now, granted, this stock tank, it's like crystal clear. You can see all the way to the bottom.
Clean right now.
But there's still, stuff in there. And normally stock tanks, I don't know 100%, but you would think they would taste like they smell, and they smell like fish for the most part, if they have fish in them. But this filtration bag, man, that water, crystal clear when it comes out, and it tastes like store-bought water.
Yeah.
I really can't say enough good things about that bag. And
no, that's what I was telling you. The only thing I really tasted in the water was the plastic or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
The rubber from the bag.
that thing's awesome. It's
Yeah.
a 6-liter bag, so we've had to fill it up four or five times, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
But yeah, I completely skipped over Mike. If you're listening,
Yeah, you better say thank you there.
oh man, Mike Slauson, folks. You guys know him from previous episodes. He's been a guest a number of times. He made me a knife, a custom knife. This knife, oh my goodness. I think I put a picture of it up on the Facebook page for Wiley Rooster Boys. And in the video that we're making right now, I'm kind of excited to see. I showcased the knife brand new whenever we got here. And now, whenever we leave tomorrow, I'm going to show it to y'all again. And this knife, while it is still holding its edge completely like perfect, even after everything I've put it through out here, carving, gutting, nicked it on rocks several times, that edge is still holding strong. But that sucker is dirty. I've washed it off a few times and everything, but like my hands, we're using this tarred bank line as cordage, and that stuff gets all over your hands. And so now the white handle that was on my knife is more like a grayish brown. But I'm gonna get that cleaned up.
Yeah, but that knife that thing's amazing. And Mike, I gotta say too, while he's talking about the knife, when you watch the video, I'm saying the same thing, but I heard you were gonna make me one. I just want to say appreciate it. You didn't have to do that, but I do appreciate it, especially after seeing years' work. I'm pretty excited for it. So thanks again, Mike.
That thing is awesome. Let's see, what else? Yeah, like we were saying, we went down the first night, got the one fish that we kept, we released the other one. We ate pretty good last night, we did. And then, well, things started changing. Now, we still have had food. We've had 2 meals today. Both of those meals were on the small side, but they were meals nonetheless. The fish just weren't biting today. They weren't having it. However, you want to talk about the crafts that we did?
Yeah, we can talk about that.
I'll let you go first about yours.
Well, the first thing that, we kind of need creature comforts, around here.
Yeah.
And, what's something you do after you get off work? You go home and, you might sit down in a chair, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So that was kind of our thing. After last night, we found a log. We were able to kind of put up on some rocks, and it did the job for last night.
Yeah, it did.
We wanted to build something that we could actually sit down on, kind of stretch our backs out. You ain't got your knees 2 inches off the ground. So built me a little bench here. It's doing all right. It needs some more work, but it is what it is. But the chair you made, John, I'll let you talk about it, but that thing's a lazy boy.
Well, I'm actually sitting in that chair right now, folks. I don't know what you would call this type of chair. By the time this by the time this episode is out, the video will be out, and I will also have posted pictures that we have taken in our time here on the Wiley Rooster Boys Facebook page, and I will post a picture of this chair. But what it is, it's basically a tripod, and I took 2 rungs and ran them from the back single support and run them up to the front on either side, about 8 to 10 inches beyond the front 2 beams of the tripod, and I lashed everything together real nice and good. And then I took more long logs, or not long logs, but logs, and I made rungs for the seat, and then I put a rung for the backrest. And I tell you what, this thing's comfortable. It really is. It could be a little more comfortable, but I am not complaining one bit. This thing's got me off the ground. It's nice.
Yep. Yeah, I'm telling you, that thing is pretty sweet for just coming up with it.
And then, well, I've seen similar chairs to this before, but I think what was his name? Drop Forge.
Oh,
Survival?
Drop Forge Survival.
Yeah,
Yep.
he did one where he had it was some kind of canvas. He did a tripod, and then he used this canvas to make a seat, which I bet that would be pretty comfortable. I bet that's like similar to a hammock, you know.
Yeah.
But and then we also made a table, a stand-up table. I'll get some pictures. I don't think I took pictures of that, but I need to get some pictures of that. It's nothing fancy. It's attached to the tree. It comes out with two runners, about 8 inches apart, and it's got a single leg, and then we split logs into planks, and we put lash the planks to the top, so we have a stand-up table to eat at, to do whatever we need to. The most recent fish that we got, that's where I processed it. But before we talk about too much else that we did, we'll talk about something I didn't do. I didn't sleep for crap last night. See, when you're outdoors and you get acclimated to the heat, and then you sleeping in a hammock. Now, granted, I had a sleeping bag in my hammock with me. I slept like maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours last night, and I was freezing, man. I tell you, it was bad.
If only you had a fire.
Right?
Speaking of fire, I think we should take a break.
Absolutely. Be right back.
Hey y'all, I wanted to take a moment to tell you guys about one of our sponsors. Not only are they one of our sponsors, but they are an incredible American company, and they sell fire starting gear. The name of this company is Bigfoot Bushcraft. Now, this stuff works exactly as it is advertised. You take one of those plugs, expose the fibers, one strike with that Ferro Rod, you got yourself a flame. A decent flame at that. And this flame will burn for 5 minutes or more. So you get that thing put on your tinder, and that's more than enough time to get yourself a sustainable fire. So be sure to head on over to BigfootBushcraft.com. Use discount code Wiley Rooster Boys, all one word, at checkout for 15% off your order. And every order placed with our discount code helps support our show. So get on over there, get you some gear, and get you a fire.
So I woke up this morning, and my left arm was out of my sleeping bag in the hammock, and it was pretty much frozen. For you big guys out there, y'all know whenever your fat gets cold, it ain't fun. You could freeze water on your fat. You know those Cold Stone plates they do ice cream on? That was my arm this morning. But so I got up, we got a fire going. Rooster got the fire going first thing, and the fire kept overnight. There was just coals left this morning, but would you just?
All I did is we got some cedar trees around here. Well, that bark comes off pretty easy, and it's pretty fluffy. You know, I'd say fluffy, but you know what I mean in a sense.
Yeah.
It's kind of
porous.
Yes. And we had some laying around from cleaning up when we were setting up shelter, so I just put that in there. Had some sticks ready to go. Got that cedar bark going, and once I got her going, it was off to the game. But you're talking about the hammock, man, the cold. I'd never been in a hammock before, and that sucker is comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Except for, like you said, your back was cold. I had a blanket underneath me, and when I crawled into that thing last night, somehow that blanket was not underneath my back. And once you're in there, you're in there. And
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cold, but luckily it was about time to get up anyhow when I decided to get up.
So we actually we're ending this at 9 a.m. in the morning, and we, due to the fact that I'm not going to say we've done poorly with food, because we have procured food.
We've been eating.
Yeah, we've been eating, but we want to eat more. So this challenge ends at 9 a.m. Sunday morning. 9:01 a.m. we got a care package being brought down here. We're not really going to divulge what that is, what's going to happen, or anything like that, because, like I said, this challenge ends at 9 a.m. Therefore, this video for this challenge ends at 9 a.m. At 9:01 a.m., a new video is going to start. and that is going to be one that it's going to be I don't know what you would call it, but it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun.
So what we brought out here was we had 5 items apiece, as we spoke of before. I brought a thermos, the water filtration, my Ferro Rod. The Ferro Rods y'all just heard about in the ad. We've used it once. That thing, oh my gosh. We can't say enough good things about Bigfoot Bushcraft, man. That company is awesome. Their Ferro Rods are great. Yeah. But you guys already heard the ad, so anyway. Ferro Rod, fishing pole, and the saw. Those are my 5 items. And Rooster, you had?
I had a fishing pole, tackle box, thermos, hatchet, and cordage.
And I'm gonna tell you what, we've gone through probably. What was how much was on that spool?
I think like almost 400 foot or something like that. And I might have 30, 40 foot left.
And we have gone through some cordage, but it has definitely helped us. And from now on, that tarred bank line, that's the only cordage I'm going to buy. All right, guys. Sorry about that. We had to pause for a moment. Rooster got a phone call, and
yeah,
well,
somebody don't know if they're drunk or what. My wife just called and said that somebody ran into the side of my 76 Ford, and she called the police, and they said this is the 3rd car he's hit tonight, but they got him stopped down the street. So
I hope he's got insurance, man.
Yeah, me too.
That is a beautiful truck.
Me too.
Oh man, that sucks.
Yep.
But I'm gonna try and pick up where we were. Let's see, where were we? I don't know. So let's just start somewhere new. We are sitting here, and I'm gonna be honest with you. We have no lights on. It's actually pitch black except for the fire that we have a fish cooking on right now. Overall, we have had a really, really good time out here. I mean, other than the fact that we haven't caught bigger fish, I really can't complain. At this point, I really hope you guys can even hear us over the background noise.
Loud, ain't they?
It's getting loud out here. But oh, here we go. Okay, I forgot. We forgot one very important thing that we were going to bring up. See, we brought some guns out here for safety, for self-defense, because there's mountain lions out here. Well, yesterday on the way back from fishing, we were plumb beside ourselves. We got us a good meal, and I'm in front and I'm walking back to camp. It's probably about 500-600 foot, maybe more. I don't know. From camp to the tank. I'm walking, and then boom, I see the most beautiful copperhead I've ever seen in my life. Now, good snakes can live. Venomous snakes that could possibly crawl in my hammock with me, they gotta die. So, Rooster took a shot at it with his 380. Dude, you were an inch off.
Rocked his world.
I'm really surprised that the percussion off of that round didn't blow his head off. But we were about halfway back to camp, so I hurried back up to the camp, grabbed the boomstick, and went down there and dispatched the copperhead. But yeah, so I mean, having the guns on us, that was a very big plus, because that sucker was headed in the direction of our camp. So he had to go. We've actually seen quite a bit of wildlife. Whenever we first got here, we walked into the spot that we were going to make camp at, and there's a pretty sizable jackrabbit just chilling, like 10 foot from where Rooster's hammock is now. And I guess me and my daughter and my wife, we call them running rocks, because anytime they think that you don't see them, they try and make themselves look like a rock. And as soon as they know that you see them, they're gone. But so that happened, and then last night, Rooster, you
oh yeah,
what was it?
It was a yoder, old coyote.
Yeah. We we're sitting here, and then Rooster gets up real quick, and folks, if any of you know anything about coyotes, a lone coyote is a dangerous coyote. What did we do? We got up and went looking for him.
He was hanging around that tree. He didn't want to run off.
No, he actually stood there for a while and stared at us. I saw his eyes shimmer several times through the tree. But tell you what, let's take our last break real quick, and we'll come right back. All right. So I guess we're gonna wrap this up briefly here. Franky, if you're listening to this, sorry, bud. You know we won. That's just that's the way it is. But for real, in all honesty, Franky, I hope you guys had a lot of fun out there.
Yep.
I hope y'all did well. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I know we sure did, because it was just, I've needed this. I've needed time in the woods. I've needed time, in nature, God's creation. That's what it's all about, man. I love being in God's creation.
That's it, man. I want to say thank you to Franky for challenging us, because honestly, it was him that got this thing rolling.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Franky. But, so I guess, we've about said all we can say. There's a lot more to what has gone on here in these last 36 hours or so. But we aren't going to sit here and tell you every single detail. However, the video will be out. I think we're doing the premiere for the videos Tuesday the 28th at noon. That's when the videos are going to be posted. That's the plan. It could be subject to change depending on schedules and stuff like that. Rooster, I think you're going to be dealing with some stuff tomorrow, so you may not have a chance to edit. But guys, I think our fish is just about ready to get chowed down on, so I think we're going to sign off of here, get off, and probably go to sleep here pretty soon. Mm-hmm. I'm eagerly awaiting 9:01 in the morning.
Yep.
So, guys, please rate the podcast, share the podcast, tell your friends, tell everybody about it. We really appreciate you listening, and maybe you guys can reach out to us. You like us, you don't like us, good, bad, indifferent. Email is wileyroosterboys@gmail.com. So, until next week, guys, God bless, and we'll see y'all later.
Have a good one, y'all.